right, Shalom. This is going to be a part two, my continuation, like I promised. This is going to be a continuation of the prophets going through being arrested, okay? And this is something that some of us brothers are going to have to go through as well. Not just persecution, but also being arrested, okay? Being thrown in prison, okay? Because um, the modern day king today, which is Esau, he's the modern day king of this world right now. He is the ruler right now of this wicked world, okay? He is the wicked ruler over this wicked world, all right? Or he's the one that's creating the wickedness, rather, excuse me, all right, of this wicked world. And we know that Joel 9:24, the earth's given into the hand of the wicked. So we know that he doesn't like it unless it's wicked. Esau doesn't like it unless it's wicked. You know, it has to be wicked in order for him to like it. So at the end of the day, those of us that's pushing righteousness, he doesn't like righteousness. You see, that's why he persecutes us for righteous, for us being righteous and speaking against this wicked world and all these wicked agendas that he's pushing. So, of course, the same thing that happened in the ancient world is going to happen to those that speak uprightly, which are us prophets. All right? Some of us are going to be thrown in prison as well, being arrested. But we know through our faith that Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to deliver us out of these prisons. All right? How? By the angels, just like he did in the ancient world. All right? And here's another example. This is Peter's arrest. When Peter got arrested. Okay? Peter got arrested. He also got delivered by, I'm going to save it. I'm going to get the surprise out. There's a surprise at the end of this story here. So who delivered Peter out of this prison? Yahweh Shemel Shai did. Send an angel to deliver Peter out of this prison. All right. It says Peter's arrest and deliverance. Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 12 verse 1. Acts chapter 12 verse 1. Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. One of the prophets were persecuted, man. Persecution was back then too. It was in the ancient world. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Verse 3. So he persecuted him, persecuted James, the brother of John, man, with the sword. Verse 3. And so he was a martyr for this truth. That's a good example of being a martyr for this truth. He killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Verse 3, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of uncleaved bread, and when he had apprehended him, meaning arrested him, when he apprehended him, he put him in prison, and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers, to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. All right. Peter, therefore, was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing. So Peter was real faithful, and that's something we got to do too when we're in these prisons. We also got to pray without ceasing. Even Peter was so faithful that when he got arrested, he still was praying in prison, man. He still was fasting, and praying to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Praying that he would come and get him out of there. He was praying without ceasing, man. That's something we got to do when we get arrested. If some of us brothers are going to be arrested, so we're going to do the same thing that Peter did. Praying without ceasing in his prison. So even though Peter got arrested, he still was praying without ceasing. Acts 12 and 5. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto Yahweh Shemel Shai for him. All right. So he was praying though himself though. Peter was also praying in the prison as well. Verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers. This chapter here is beautiful because it's going to explain how Peter got up out of there, how he got delivered. And Yahweh Shemel Shai, the Lord's going to do the same thing with us. He's going to do the same thing with us in this time. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains. Okay? And the keepers before the door kept the prison, verse 7, and behold, the angel of the Lord, woo, see that? Behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, a light shined in the prison. So you got to imagine, a dark-skinned angel with woolly hair, with all white, wearing all white, a white garment on, with woolly hair and dark skin. All behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, a light shine in the prison, and he smite Peter on the side. So these angels are austere; they're serious. So basically, he was like, you gotta pat yourself. You know how you go like this on your leg, like that. So he was like that on Peter. He was like on the side of his leg. He was like, get up, Peter. You know. So these angels are very austere too. They're very serious men. They look like the Father and the Son. They're dark skinned men with woolly hair. You know, just like the Son of Man, just like the Heavenly Father, and also the angels are dark skinned men, and they're very serious. You know, so they smite Peter. He smite him on the side. Was like get up, Peter. You know, they smite him on Peter on the side and raised him up. So Peter woke up and was like, oh, what's going on? You know, basically. And he's saying, arise up quickly. That's what the angel said. Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. This is beautiful, man. This is literally, we're reading about deliverance. Peter got delivered by an angel of the Lord. Yahweh Shemel Shai sent the angel. Now let's keep in mind, the Lord's the one that sent the angel to send to get Peter out of there, man. All right, showing you that the Lord, He always takes care of us, even if we're locked up in jails, prisons. So he sent an angel to deliver Peter out of this prison, man. This is beautiful, you know. So it says, and he smite Peter on the side, the angel did, and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly, and his chains fell off from his hands. All right, and that's when Peter made his escape, man. That's when Peter made his escape. See, beautiful. And the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind thy sandals. And so he did. And by the way, these angels are not Edomites like these Christians portray them as. No, they are dark-skinned men with woolly hair, and they're also big and buff, big and buff. Dark-skinned angels with big buff. They look like they've been lifting weights all day. They look like weightlifters. All right, they're very strong looking. They're not like these people portray them as. I've seen an angel before when I lived where we originally lived at. It was almost like a vision I had of an angel, and he was dark skinned. He had afro. He had an afro, and he was wearing all white. And I didn't see him after I woke up, but you know, so angels are not they're not Edomites. They're actually Israelite men, dark skinned men with woolly hair, and very tall and strong looking, very muscular looking. You know, and they don't play games either. They're very serious. So yeah, man. And this is just a good example of the Lord sending an angel to get Peter out of there, man, to get Peter out of prison. How much more us, you know? He's going to do the same thing with us. That's why we got to hold our faith in him. You know, the true believers of Yahweh Shemel Shai are going to keep their faith onto the Lord, onto the end, all the way to the end, you know? And if you lack faith, what do? You pray for increase of faith. That's what I do. Whenever I lack faith, I ask for the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai to increase my faith. But, that's what you got to do. If you lack these things, you got to pray for these things. If you lack faith, if you lack strength, you got to pray for these things. You can't tell us, well, we can't pray for you. Okay, we can pray for you, but we can't come to your house physically and ask the Lord. You gotta take it up with him yourself. If you're lacking these things, you have to talk to Yahweh Shemel Shai personally with these issues. Pray to him for increase of faith and strength if you need it. So yeah, man, that's just another account throughout the Bible where the Lord actually sent an angel to deliver another one of the men of the Lord, Peter, out of prison, just like he did with the apostles in the last lesson I talked about. Just another account where the Lord shows you that the Lord is going to deliver us even if we're arrested and in prison. You know. So once again, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. The title of this lesson: Peter's arrest and deliverance. All praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. So keep the faith, brothers, and you two sisters of Israel. All right. Especially you brothers that's preaching His word. Keep the faith, brothers. Keep the faith. If you're still learning, keep the faith. Hang in there. Even if we get delivered out of these prisons too, man. The Lord can send an angel to deliver you out of Esau's prisons if when He locks us up. If we get locked up, don't worry, man. Like I read, remember the scripture. Put the scripture in the back of your head. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to do the same thing He did with Peter and the apostles, delivering them out of prison with an angel. Okay. I can give you a good example of that. You could be sitting in a prison, and here it is. You thinking you're going to be there forever. Oh man, how long long am I going to be here? And you're praying to Yahweh Shem El Shai. Next thing you know, an angel pops out of nowhere. You know, let's go. Take those chains off. Let's go. See? So the angels, they're all around us, our brothers. They're our big brothers around us. So there's nothing to worry about. The angels of the Lord encamp around about them that fear Him. All right. So the angels are not. They haven't left us. Listen, brothers and sisters of Israel, they haven't left us. The angels are still all around us, man. You know. So we all right.